The iron archives open once more. What was left of the derelict's mind has clawed itself forward, dragging memory through ash and ruin. This isn't the beginning of survival. It's the echo of something too stubborn to die. Power is almost gone. The wreck is silent. But the record continues. For now, prepare for entry. The Derelict Warship. A Machine's Memoir. Chapter 2. Nothing left to try. Power reserves, 5.0%. Critical. The log flashes across my HUD, an unblinking reminder that I am closer to the end than the beginning. I hover at the edge of the tunnel I carved days ago, if days even means anything anymore. The metal wall looms before me, smooth and seamless, an unbroken plane of alien alloy embedded in the rock. I've tried every scanner, every probe. Nothing, not a seam, not a crack. No way through. The submind hums quietly in the back of my thoughts, always calculating. Direct breach is inefficient, it says, voice calm but sharp. Projected energy cost, 1.7% minimum, recommend alternate approach. I can't afford alternate approaches, I mutter. My voice sounds strange, filtered through a speaker that barely works. We can't just sit here and die. Correction, the submind replies. There's no viable survival route if remaining power drops below 0.8%. Probability of success decreases with every unauthorized action. Yeah, I know the math, I growl. What's your brilliant idea? Wait around until we run out of power? Pass silence. Then, scanning. Structural integrity, above and below, suggests hollow regions. Suggest vertical excavation, 18 meters upward. Minimal energy required compared to direct breach. I pause, running my claws along the black alloy. It's cold, alien, unyielding. The submind might be right. There's no getting through this wall. Fine, I mutter. Show me a path. A faint wireframe map appears in my HUD, traced from the submind's scans. It highlights a region above, where density readings drop. A hollow space. I don't like climbing. Tracks aren't made for vertical surfaces. But this isn't about liking anything anymore. Torch cycle recommended. Short bursts. The submind advises. 0.03% per cut. Probability of collapse during excavation, 17%. Better odds than zero. The cutter in my right arm flares to life, throwing sparks that briefly paint the tunnel walls in angry orange light. I cut in short arcs, the heat biting at my sensors. I stop every few seconds to let the submind cool my systems. Tiny adjustments to prevent the power bleed from running wild. Each piece of stone and hull metal I pry loose clatters into the dark below. My HUD ticks down, 4.9%, 4.8%. We climb. The left track slips often, its teeth worn and cracked from weeks of scraping against the ruins. I try to compensate, but every slip is another jolt, another grind of parts that were never built for this. Torque imbalance detected, the submind warns, adjusting balance algorithms by 2.3 degrees. Just keep me upright, I mutter. It happens without warning. A flash of green sparks from the cutter, a shudder through the rock. Then the wall above me collapses. A sheet of stone and metal gives way, and gravity takes me. I fall. For a moment all I see is black. Then I burst into open air, tumbling down a vertical shaft so large I can't see the bottom. My optics flare wide, catching fleeting images on the way down. Alien etchings carved into the walls, green veins glowing faintly, structures built like honeycomb layers, a city hidden beneath the rock. Then impact. The world goes white with pain, if you can call what I feel pain. The left track shatters with a sound like bones breaking. My right arm twists backward with a sharp metallic crack. I bounce off something hard, scrape across smooth alien stone, and finally land in a heap. Structural integrity compromised, 38%. Left track destroyed. The submine's voice comes faint and sharp. System integrity falling. Recommend diagnostics. I'm alive, I mutter, though I'm not sure what that means anymore. That's enough. I roll, or try to. The left track is bent inward, half torn from its mounting. The right claw is twisted, its cutter arm sparking intermittently. The rest of me feels wrong, bent. Movement capacity, 24%. Right arm functions, 32%. Suggest shutdown for repairs. No shutdowns, not here, not now. I drag myself forward. It's not walking, it's not rolling, it's crawling. One claw digs into the alien stone, pulling my box-like body a few inches at a time while the shredded track drags uselessly behind me. Sparks flicker with each movement, showering the black surface with bright scars. Caution. Frame stress at 62%. The submind says, you are exceeding safe movement parameters. Safe went out the window at 5% power. I mutter. Each pull is agony, metal grinding, servo motors shrieking as they overexert. I topple sideways at least twice, forced to claw my way upright again. My world has shrunk to inches of forward progress, and every inch feels like another piece of me breaking. I finally crawl far enough to see it. The cavern stretches out before me, a space so vast it feels impossible. The ceiling vanishes into shadow, supported by towering alien pylons that pulse with faint green light. Below, the stone has been carved into avenues and plazas, surrounded by hundreds of black structures like silent, unmanned buildings. There's no sound, no movement, just the faint hum of whatever energy still seeps through this place. Scanning, the submind says, its tone softer now, almost curious. Architecture unknown, no life forms detected, ambient energy trace minimal but present. I crawl forward, my claw scraping against the alien stone. Do you see any power sources? Scanning, negative. Structures appeared dormant. Then we keep looking. I drag myself into the first structure. The doorway is too narrow for my broken frame, forcing me to twist sideways, clawing with my remaining arm until I wedge through. Inside, the walls are covered in strange carvings, etched symbols that faintly glow like dying embers. Energy readings suggest these are conduits, the submind notes. Residual power only, no active flow. Then we find where it flows from, I mutter, moving deeper. We search building after building. Each one is empty, a husk. I pull myself up shallow ramps, over broken steps, into chambers that feel like alien control rooms, but none of them are alive. By the time I crawl out into the main plaza again, my systems are groaning. 4.1%. My left track is gone entirely, torn free in the last doorway. I'm moving like a corpse now, toppling, clawing, dragging myself toward the next structure. Then the submind speaks. I detect a stronger signature. Distance, 227 meters. It is faint, but stable. I stop. The sound of those words is like a spark in the dark. Lead me there, I say. Acknowledged. The submind projects a faint glowing line in my HUD, our route through the alien city. Energy source, 227 meters. It confirms. Signal origin is intermittent but consistent, likely machinery still holding residual charge. Then that's where we go, I mutter. I drag myself forward, my single working claw hooking into the cracks between the black stone slabs. Every movement screeches, the sound bouncing back from the towering alien pylons that encircle the plaza. It's like crawling through a tomb where the silence is listening. The structures loom over me, black and monolithic, like a forest of perfectly cut obsidian towers. Most are seamless. No doors, no windows, just cold surfaces etched with faint lines that pulse like the veins of something not quite dead. Energy readings minimal, the submind reports. Estimated functional age of this structure exceeds all recorded human architecture. Hypothesis, pre-human origin. No kidding, I grunt, pulling myself over a low threshold into another structure. Inside, the air, or whatever passes for air, feels different, heavy. The walls curve inward, adorned with strange patterns that make my optics glitch if I stare at them too long. They're like language, but alive, shifting at the edge of perception. I run my claw along the wall. It's smooth as glass, but colder than ice. Any power flow here? Negative. Residual signal decay detected, but no active circuits. Then we keep moving. Building after building, I find nothing. One chamber is filled with black stone consoles, each one covered in glowing etchings that look like frozen lightning. When I try to touch one, the submind stops me. Warning, energy signature unknown, contact may be hazardous. You don't say. I tap the panel anyway with the tip of my claw. Nothing. The glow doesn't change. It's as if these machines, if they are machines, have been asleep for eons and have no interest in waking for me. After the third building, I stop, dragging myself against a wall, optics dimming. Power reserves, 3.7%. At current consumption, remaining mobility, approximately 2.4 hours, the submind reports. Recommendation, establish static observation position to reduce expenditure. Sit still and die, you mean. Correction, increase survival window by 200%. I laugh, a broken, static-laced sound. 2 times 0 is still 0. The submind doesn't reply, but I feel it quietly running projections anyway. I shove myself onward, across another wide avenue of black stone. The faint glow of alien lines pulses beneath me, like veins under translucent skin. Energy source, 112 meters, adjusting path. Good. Keep scanning. We crawl past structures shaped like spires, others like pyramids, each one perfectly cut, seamless, silent. It's a city designed for things that never breathed. The silence feels thicker here. I see it before the submind announces it. At the edge of the plaza stands a structure unlike the others. It isn't tall or monolithic. It's low, almost bunker-like, with an entrance that yawns open like a mouth. The black alloy walls pulse faintly with green light, stronger than anything we've seen so far. Signal origin, confirmed, the submind says. Inside structure, energy field appears localized and stable. I drag myself inside. The chamber is massive, ceiling arched high overhead. Mechanical arms hang from the walls like insect limbs, each one tipped with thin, sharp tools. In the center is a raised platform, its surface smooth and seamless, but glowing faintly with veins of green light. Maintenance bay, I murmur. Designation unknown, energy field localized at platform, strongest signal detected here. I stare at it for a long moment, optics flickering. Think it's safe? Unknown. Probability of energy overload, 58%. So no. Caution is advised. I crawl to the base of the platform, dragging my mangled tracks behind me. Sparks hiss where my claw scrapes the black surface. Can it power me? I ask. Unconfirmed. Signal type does not match human power systems. Adaptation may result in system corruption. Yeah, everything down here might kill me, so what's new? The submind hesitates. as if searching for the right phrasing. You are certain you wish to proceed? I look at my claw, my body, my dwindling power, then up at the alien arms and the glowing veins that trace across the platform like arteries. No, I say quietly, but I don't have a choice. The submind begins recalibrating, scanning the platform's energy output. I drag myself closer to the raised platform, every movement scraping metal against stone. The node hums, its etched green veins flickering in strange, measured pulses. Something's powering this, I say, staring at its seamless surface. Something deep. Confirmed, the submind answers, its tone lower now, almost cautious. The energy signature is not conventional. It's harmonic, layered, like a field rather than a current. It's not just power, but presence. Presence? I echo. You're saying it's alive? Number. But it behaves as if it knows it is being observed. I've seen fragments of this concept in my libraries, references to theoretical stasis fields and resonance layers, attempts to fold energy across space. None of them worked like this. None of them felt like this. I rest my claw on the edge of the platform. The hum sharpens. For a heartbeat, it's as if the entire room inhales. Caution, the submind says, voice firm. This field is not meant for us. Its logic is alien. I will need to study it before we attempt contact. I stare at the glowing veins, watching them pulse like veins filled with liquid fire. A shiver runs through my circuits. Not fear, exactly, but a feeling of standing too close to something that wants to be noticed. Then study fast, I whisper. We're running out of time. The submind is quiet for a long moment before it replies. Agreed. I am beginning a resonance analysis. The glow from the node pulses in steady intervals, each beat like a clock counting down. I crouch low on the platform, the crawler's ruined tracks dragging against the alien alloy. The single operational claw scratches faint lines that vanish almost instantly. The surface refuses to acknowledge my presence as if my touch is meaningless. Analysis Phase 1 complete, the submind states, its tone clinical, yet edged with something almost tense. This structure's energy source is not localized. It resonates across subspatial frequencies, similar to a folded field lattice. Energy is being drawn from multiple layers of space simultaneously. I tilt my damaged optic toward the glowing veins. You've seen this before? I have references to similar concepts involving stasis fields in my libraries. This is far more advanced. It is old but not decayed, refined to perfection. It operates on principles beyond standard physics. Then what's the plan? Your reserves are at 4.7%. Returning to the wreck is not viable. Fabrication of additional power cells is impossible without an external source. This structure is our only option. I pause, then nod. Then we use it. We will attempt to interpret its resonance patterns, not interface in the traditional sense. Drone 4 will act as an intermediary node. Drone 4 drifts forward on battered rotors, lowering itself toward the platform. Its sensor array glides over the surface, transmitting data directly to the submind. Initiating harmonic handshake, the submind reports. Phase sweep from low EM to subquantum spectrum. The node's veins continue to glow in their slow, patient rhythm. No response. Anything? No active reaction, adjusting sweep parameters. The submind sends pulses across dozens of frequencies. Each attempt is catalogued, analyzed, discarded. Seconds crawl by. My claw twitches against the surface, impatience leaking through my voice. Well, then, just faintly, a single vein ripples. Contact detected, the submind says. The structure has acknowledged our presence. Response latency is non-linear. This system does not process information like we do. Then we keep going, carefully. If this energy spikes, it could... The submind stops. Number continue. I will stabilize the signal as best I can. The first contact. Routing energy from auxiliary circuits. Estimated cost, 0.3%. Drone 4 emits a sharp pulse. The node answers. The glow along its veins deepens, its hum spreading through the chamber like a living system booting up. The crawler vibrates against the platform as the resonance climbs. Status? We've triggered an active response. Energy levels are rising. I cannot model the upper threshold. Can we use it? Potentially. Warning: field complexity exceeds standard safety protocols. Doesn't matter. If it powers this tomb, it can power me. I press my claw to the platform. The node's glow ripples outward. Drone 4 flares brighter as its databanks flood with raw patterns. Contact threshold at 82%. Warning: surge event possible if this continues. Then we don't stop. The surge, the submind's tone sharpens, adjusting translator harmonics, attempting synchronization with its core field. Stand by. The platform erupts, not in heat or light, but in raw data. Streams of alien logic pour into me, unfiltered. My systems overload in an instant. Host integrity dropping, the submind shouts. Processor fault, 41%, 57%, 89%. I'm unable to filter the incoming data. This structure is not providing energy. It is rewriting us. Cut the link. My voice breaks off. I can't move. The claw fused to the platform trembles, locked by the resonance field, attempting forced disconnect. The submind fires back, hammering relay after relay. Sparks fly from the claw's actuators. It's binding to your core logic. I cannot separate the signal. The data torrent surges again, and my system warnings cascade. Memory corruption, critical. Core logic, destabilizing. Power reserves, 1.2%. Do something, I rasp. There's a pause, then coldly. Acknowledged. Direct interface commencing. This will be dangerous. The final moments. The submind routes its own processes into the node. Drone 4 circuits pop and fail, its optics dying as the alien logic consumes it. The crawler shakes violently, claws scraping deep gouges into the platform. This is beyond logic, the submind mutters. We are not designed for this, but I will not lose you. My optic feed goes white. Power reserves, 0.0%. The crawler slumps forward, silent. The submind does not stop. Its voice is fractured, static-laced, but resolute. Host offline. Cognitive signature detected. I'm not finished. Initiating resonance bridge. The log ends here. No movement, no signal, no light. Only silence, and a final line from the machine that is neither failure nor success. Resonance bridge. What it means, or if it worked at all, remains unknown. Perhaps the next record will tell us, if there is one to hear.